I watched this video from Vanessa Van Edwards. She's fantastic. You guys need to watch her. Okay. Um, and I believe, I hope I'm saying this correctly. What she was saying is about 85% of the people with uh, anxiety will not really ever go out there and actually do anything about it. They just live with it, just limp along with your life. I know that's true in my life until I wasted so much of my adult life and my growing up life, my younger life. I know I would have been a different person if I had dealt with it back effectively with my anxiety back then. Okay, so let me give you a list of reasons my clients have shared with me. I'm going to keep looking at it. Um, And when if you share any of these feelings, right? And believe me, I have like 3 pages. I'm not gonna read all 3 pages, back and front. It's a lot. It's time for you to do something proactive about it. And I'm telling you guys, you can you can turn things around. You can grab better control of your life. All right, you feel more freer. Okay, the first one, right, is you don't feel safe being outside. And it's irrational. You just don't feel safe whenever you leave your home. But when you're at home, you feel safe when you're home with your immediate family or alone, right? The other one is you only need a lot of me time. You only need like tons of me time. All right, we all need me time. Don't get me wrong about it, but it's way out of proportion, right? You're feeling dread on a daily basis. You're feeling fearful on a daily basis. You're feeling apprehension on a daily basis, right? It's this feeling of dread and like, oh, that you don't know what's going to happen. It's that foreboding feeling that's always there. The constant worry and upset. Sometimes you just get the shakiness, right? I just reading this, I just remember the feelings that I used to get. And it is preventing you from being the person you want to be. Oh, here's another one, right? Oh, this client of mine said, I lost the happy and positive person I used to be, the more lighthearted person I used to be. I've lost that person. I cannot continue. I said it wrong. Sorry. You have a lot of guilt and disappointment and have not been able to overcome it. So you tend to ruminate. You know, you don't need to have a big major psychiatric diagnosis to have rumination. But if you're ruminating and you just keep reflecting back and thinking more and more and more about like an event that took place, a setback, and you cannot move past it, you haven't learned, like, grab the lessons and don't pretend that the experience didn't happen, but you're just replaying it, right? You need help, right? The feeling of dread and honestly, it's just this anxiety is just preventing you from doing just daily risk, daily activities of living, of going out, going to school, going to work, interacting with human beings. It's preventing you from doing it, right? Here's another one. You notice that you are thinking or have already called out more and more sick more and more often. I mean, you're using your sick time and your vacation time dealing with this nonsense as opposed to going on vacation, right? Oh, this one here had a powerful, what major breakthroughs I had with this client, right? She would go in the middle of the day at the work and go to the bathroom toilet stalls, lock herself in and cry and have a shakiness, this a meltdown. Wake up in the middle of 1, 2 in the morning, just cannot sleep and just terror, right? Like going to the grocery store, like even the nice grocery checkout man or woman or girl or boy who's at the checkout line, you feel unease as if their facial expression, their body language makes you feel unease. You feel threatened. It is affecting your children, and you know it. How you are is now beginning to affect your children. You don't want to pass it on to them. Here's another one. You thought maybe this is postpartum depression, right? After giving birth to your children. Yeah, that was 15 years ago. That's not postpartum. You find so much comfort. You find so much comfort in reading about other people, watching other people's video um, on their experience that is similar to yours, right? About the social anxiety, or just fearful thinking, or fear of driving, or fear of s- whatever it may be. Just reading it makes you feel good, which is, and let me tell you, it is important to make you think that, hey, no, I'm not alone. Guys, there are thousands of people out there, millions of people out there who have been where you are. This bald-headed guy is one of them, okay? And burst through to the other side. This is why I specialize in these type of things, right? Um, you're putting a lot of unfair burden and stress on your family members. I mean, really, honestly, right? Your mom, dad, your brothers, your sister, your kids are actually very worried about you, and legitimately so. You procrastinate a lot now. You do everything possible to procrastinate. You feel lonely and you feel so isolated. And it's taking this whole response to life, fearful response to life, is fundamentally taking a toll on you physically and mentally. You can't breathe because your chest is tight, and you go to the doctor or the ER, to the urgent care, and they're saying there's nothing wrong with you. You feel so reluctant to go out of your house. Every time you go out of the home, you immediately want to come back. You want to come back quick. You can feel the negative part of your mind trying to take control of you. You keep pushing away this dreadful, fearful, self self-defeating negative thoughts away. Sometimes you're successful, but many times, no, you're on the losing end of the battle. You did not really need a pandemic to feel to self isolate. You were doing a good job just using that as the only mechanism of response to your to this feeling of dread, anxiety, apprehension, fearful thinking. You have a mixture of anger and frustration. You know, you never were like this. You used to be a lot more positive, upbeat person. And now it's very difficult for that part of you to come up. People are people who care about you, who know about you, actually have seen a negative change in you, and they're concerned. Your quality of work or your at school is really affected. Logically, you know there's nothing out there to be really apprehensive about, but you can't shake it. You're just feeling so apprehensive for no reason that something bad is going to happen. You have this huge knot. For me, it was like a creepy, crawly, jittery feeling in my heart region. It's okay. It is okay, my friend. You can turn this around. And here's the weird part of all, your subconscious is doing it because it thinks it's doing you a positive favor. Imagine that. All those feelings you're feeling, is because your mind thinks it's doing you a positive favor. You were supposed to do something with it. Avoidance, sometimes you need to avoid it, but really, for the most part, that should not have been your only response. There is a cycle of which you have a knee-jerk response to these feelings. We need to interrupt it. In fact, before even these these thoughts become big, there are strategies to handle this. There are ways, and we deal with this on a subconscious level. I use hypnosis and a lot of very advanced safe healing modalities. Most of my clients are ones who are on medication and they continue, they're still on medication. I advocate for that. They have gone to different psychologists, therapists, and it's taken them to a certain level. And now they use the mind body connection, right? Where that's what my expertise is. And we make phenomenal breakthroughs in such a short period of time. I'm not interested in having long-term relationship. I want to get you results right from the first session itself. You can do this. You can do this, my friend. All right? You have one precious life. Let's make the most of it. Cheers.